Today is the 8th of February 26. There's a new trend now online. I mentioned it already yesterday. I would call it the delegitimation of the Iranian uprising, and it's connected with antisemitism and anti-Persian sentiments. And it was started by Musab Hassan Youssef, and I've spoken about him already in my last video. So but there are also other ones. It's interesting that this started now after the tour and this useless meeting in Oman. And so the Islamists seem to gain control again. And I don't want to talk about Trump and the Pentagon. Go back to my former videos, not my last videos I made a year ago and 2 years ago, because I also made a lot of videos about the background. So watch my video also on stakeholder capitalism and CBDC and AI. But I made a lot of videos about the background of which the global speaking German? No, speaking English. The global agenda and Islamism. They work together and hand in hand. So Trump is, of course, not an independent president. And this is the problem. But let's check what the delegitimation of the Persian uprising, and actually also mocking all these people who were butchered by the Iranian regime means now. So how do they express this? So Musab Hassan Youssef expressed it he started it already yesterday, and he was of course attacked by Persians and by Israelis and Jewish people. So he tries to save his neck, and but he is not an expert on Iran. I also wouldn't call myself an expert on Iran. You have to go ask the Persians. They are experts on Iran. And I also would say that the Persians can decide what kind of government they want and who they want. And I also have to add that Reza Pahlavi has never expressed the wish to install a monarchy. And also, even if the Persians decide on a monarchy, it doesn't mean that this is a dictatorship. Denmark is also a monarchy, or Sweden, or Liechtenstein. There are also parliamentary monarchies. Whatever the Persians want. We are not in the position to tell Persians what kind of government we want. And this is exactly what is happening from Muslim and left-wing side. But these are the same people who tell the Jews what Judaism is, and that we have to get Judaism. What Judaism should get rid of Zionism. You sure you know anything about Judaism? It's like this fight between UAE and Saudi Arabia. I spoke about it already. And it's funny, they somehow try to determine their level of civilization on the discussion who is more anti-Semitic. I find it quite funny. Yeah. And I read today on the Saudis saying, no, they are not anti-Semitic. They have nothing against Jews. They just don't like Zionists. They want to put the Zionists out. So this is also typical the left wings. This is a typical anti-Semitic statement. I don't care about Jews. I just want to kill 7 million of them. Sorry, you're nuts, right? But never mind. Of course, yeah. But let's see what the expert on Persia say now. They know better than the Persians. So, Mr. Musab Hassan Youssef, by the way, this is a person, I don't know if you know his history. He's from a Hamas family. His father was one of the Hamas founders, and he was a Hamas terrorist. The Israelis put him in jail, and then he started to spy for the Israelis inside Hamas, which of course was quite good, and he put his life in danger. And but when he speaks now, he always says Hamas. I've noticed that for years already. I always wondered, why does he only speak about Hamas? Hamas is not, it's just one of the many symptoms, like fever plaster. And I try to make it short. He still identifies as a Palestinian, that means as a terrorist. And so, what he writes, the crown chasers versus the real fight, a straight talk to the monarchists. Sorry. Those kids bleeding in Tehran are real freedom fighters, and I stand with them, always have. Yeah, I always have, I'm so cool. The ones I can't stand are the opportunists who see the plot and think, perfect backdrop for my comeback tool. Compassion isn't fireworks. No. Compassion is math. 90 million people. One wrong move would most likely lead to a civil war. Trillions in debt, pilots in graves, allies in chaos, economy in the toilet. That's not liberation. That's a legacy of shame. And I'm not letting you to dress up as heroism. It sounds all good, right? It sounds cool. But let's pick it out. Let's state what it really means. He claims that Reza Pahlavi is not a patriot. He doesn't stand behind his people. That the real people of Iran don't want Reza Pahlavi back. So they all scream it in all streets of Iran. And that he just wants the crown, means to be a dictator over the Persians. Funnily enough, the Persians want him, right? Anyway, and he also acts as if Reza Pahlavi is a dumb little person and a nobody. Not good. And it's a delegitimization of the people of Iran because they want him back. But Mr. Youssef knows better because he identifies as a terrorist aka Palestinian, right? And he also claims that the economy of Iran is not down now. Right? We all know that it is. But if Reza Pahlavi would be back, then that would destroy the monarchy. The biggest nonsense you can write at all. The second weirdo, she uses a flag from the Iranian regime, not the Persian flag, the real Persian flag, calls herself Daria, et Yahumanian. Yeah. So, who is pro-Jihad and pro the Ayatollahs and pro-genocide? The left wing and the Muslims, always together. So, and the people who want freedom from Islam, from Islamization, we want free people, free nations, and also human rights, also for minorities. This means we are not left-wing people. So this woman turns it around. And now I quote from her statement, a post on Twitter. Iranian leftists love to use the slogan "Women Life Freedom." So, women life freedom. Exactly. This is old for several years already. The slogan of also the women's liberation of Iran. Yeah, because women want to be free and not want to be arrested, raped, and murdered in Iranian prisons because you don't want to cover up like a rat. A rat is something to eat. Go back to... this woman should go to Afghanistan. Right. So, the Iranian leftists love to use the slogan "Women Life Freedom" against people. Against people. while accusing anyone outside their circle of being against it. That's hypocrisy. Reza Pahlavi has openly supported the slogan and even keeps it visible behind him in his videos. So Reza Pahlavi is now a lefty. That means he stands for jihad, genocide, and Islamization of the world. This is what is, and against the people. So somebody who wants, also in Iran, wants to live in a democracy with women's rights, freedom of speech, and freedom of media, and freedom of expression and freedom of religion, is a lefty now who is against the people. The funny thing is, why do all these left-wing people are pro-terrorism, pro-Palestinian, and jihad, and the mullahs? Can you explain it to me? Or are you just too dumb to understand what's going on? And by the way, the fixation on the Mossad, a lot of people also have that. I want to speak about the AlJazeera summit in Doha. Yes, of course, they have to meet. Now it's from the channel from Amir Tsarfati, but you can also see it from other. So Doha, who spoke in Doha? Francesca Albanese, who is on the payroll of the PLO, a terror organization. People like that shouldn't actually be allowed to work for the UN because they are, of course, not neutral. But who also spoke at the anti-Semitic meeting. Let's meet and discuss how we can destroy the enemy, the Zionists. They are like that. I'm not crazy, they are crazy. They should really be in a lunatic asylum. That's, I would put nearly all of the leaders in the Middle East, of the European Union, and also Trump, in a lunatic asylum. I'm honest. Yeah, you are not normal. You are not normal in your bloody head. And I'm not even talking about Epstein, who was actually by the CIA agent, but never mind. Obviously, nobody is allowed to talk about it. So, what does Yosef Haddad say? Yosef Haddad is an Arab-Israeli activist, also against jihad, and it's also good to follow him. Yosef Haddad is also, is an Arabic native speaker, Israeli citizen, very good. So Amir Tsarfati is also an Israeli Arab activist. You can follow those channels on Facebook, on Twitter, and also on Telegram. Amir Tsarfati has always the latest news, and quite fast, by the way. So here he quotes from Yosef Haddad. Hamas leader abroad Khaled Mashal spoke a short time ago at the 7th AlJazeera Forum in Doha and said there on stage in the clearest terms that Hamas will not disarm. I could have told you also. I don't need a Hamas leader to tell me. Of course, terrorists don't disarm. It's jihad, jihad, jihad till Israel is eliminated. Or till the Israelis finally drop these fucking idiots with parachutes into Qatar. It would be my solution for this problem. Or in the UAE, you put these idiots there, you support them, then take them back. But of course, so they want disarm. Mr. Hamas leader abroad, so they are not even in Gaza, right? Yeah. No, there's Israeli satire show. It's called Eretz Nehederet. They have a YouTube channel. You should check it out. They make a lot of fun about these things. And they made a video already 23, I think 23 or 24. It's called, I will post it in the link, it's really funny. Gaza sky is black, but Qatar is always sunny. It's a song, but perfect. So, they want this. He also praised the October 7 massacre and referred to the state of Israel as an existential threat in a speech full of slander and incitement. So when the Hamas leader clearly says they will not disarm and acts to promote further terror against our country, what are we waiting for? What value is there at all in this agreement or phase B? It's the ceasefire agreement, which was, of course, violated by Hamas immediately. It doesn't make any sense to sign agreements with terrorists, of course. But if you follow the lefty and other jihadists, they always, of course, claim that Israel violated the ceasefire, but of course it's the other way around. And so this is blah, blah, blah. And this is what's going on. In fact, Hezbollah is also on, and I think I will also post so this is what I have to say, just a short notice. The delegitimation of the Iranian freedom movement and Reza Pahlavi is not a fact, right? And it's not that you should fall into. I mean, you can think whatever you want, of course, yeah. But there is a method behind it. And it's also a method that it comes after these fruitless talks and useless talks in Oman. That's all I have to say. The Israeli media is, interestingly enough, quite mum about it. When you want to check out Israeli media, I usually suggest to check Israel National News. The Times of Israel is not the Israeli media. I also had to once to explain it to AlJazeera. This is the American media. Times of Israel is American. It's not Israeli. Israel National News, I think it's the best. This is my personal opinion. And Haaretz is, of course, already blocked down. They were also on the Qatar payroll. If you ever wondered why an Israeli newspaper published Jihad propaganda, I've said it for years. Always follow the money. If things doesn't make sense, right? It's really, we live in times like in a Agatha Christie movie or a crime novel. Follow the money. And it's always correct. Follow the money. If things don't make sense, follow the money. Bye. Have a nice evening.